Underground. It is 8 p.m. It is Thursday evening, and this is the JFDI podcast from High G's with me, Mr. Pinkster, Graham Richardson. I've been called an awful lot of other names as well, but it's not about me, it's about my guest. I'm super excited to introduce you to a man that I met over 30 years ago for the first time. We had some times together at RAF Neatishead, a few good nights. One infamous guard duty as well, which has just flown into my memory. We have some stories to share this evening. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Mark Beard. Hello.
What an intro. Yeah, how are you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm very, very well, yes. How are you?
Nervous. Very nervous. I've no idea what you're going to ask me tonight, and I'm sure there's going to be some good questions.
Have you? So, well, here's one way of ensuring you can relax a little bit. Have you watched any of the other podcasts that I've done?
I'd say about 50% of them all.
Oh wow! Thank you very much indeed. What was your favourite? That's putting you on the spot because two of your crew have both been on.
Craig Neal's was good.
Yeah.
Delta Lima as well. Lisa Venables was very, very good, I think.
That's fantastic.
Really, despite what she's going through and what she's been through and that, I thought she's really, really open and it was really, really good that I saw. Andy Holmes, whatever. Yeah, he pissed up
me. I knew that was coming.
Love you, Andy.
I've
seen quite a few, mate. It was great that Delta Lima joined you actually in the High G's room as well.
That was fantastic. That honestly, that was amazing because my daughter was like the first person to. It was very simple. It was like the only person I could really have up here at the time with lockdown and everything. So I had my daughter. So when things had relaxed a little bit and Dave was able to come over, that was amazing. Absolutely fantastic. And I had my brother-in-law in here as well. So the one thing I'll say, every guest that comes on virtually as part of the podcast, there's an open invitation to actually come to High G's should you be anywhere near this part of the world. So there you go. Open invitation, and we'll spin some tunes. But we're going to talk about tunes tonight, aren't we?
We are indeed. So,
and probably a lot of other stuff, but we're going to talk about tunes.
It made the tunes that I've actually thought of was, I've got so many to choose from, and it was so hard to pick 5 tunes what mean a lot to me. I could have picked good 15, 20, 25 songs. But these 5 that I've chosen are definitely the ones close to my heart.
Yeah, and you only changed one, which the number of times you ask anybody that's come on, some people are quite resolute from the beginning. A lot of people have kind of changed once, twice, 3 times.
I know.
So it's
some of the tunes that from previous guests have actually. Oh yeah, I remember that. Remember that one? Yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, I like that one and that. So yeah, so
we'll kick off. Should we kick off with your first?
Let's do this, mate. Let's do it.
So I think this one's been chosen before. However, when songs are chosen again, it just shows how good and how important those songs have played in people's lives. So you've gone for Going Underground by The Jam.
Yeah. And I think I put Stroke, Snap, the album.
The album. Yeah.
It always, when I was in Brown Block, shared a room, first of all, like with Scott Cowan. And then
Was that
once
Bram Block at Cultshaw?
Cultshaw, yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I got I got my hi-fi from I think it was Hughes TV in Norwich, on like paying monthly, and every time I put that album on, it was like Christmas do. Like it was a neat said Christmas do, like in the mess,
Yeah.
and always like you have cans of like Skull or whatever, really really cheap beer from a naffy to drink before we actually went to the Christmas do's and stuff like that. Like so, and going underground. Not only that, Eaton Rifle. I think the whole album was played prior to going to the function itself. So
Yeah.
and that's what brings back so many good memories. Everyone going from like different rooms. To like have a quick drink and stuff like that. Everyone's getting like the shirts and tie on, for like the Christmas do, and that's what really when it comes on the radio, when I hear that, it's absolutely just brings back so many good memories.
Yeah. Is there one Christmas do that stands out in your memory?
Oh God, there's so many there. But what's her name? She's Sue. Yeah, I think I called Susan Swan Sue, and she hated that. She was always called Susan, and I think I came over like we sat at the table having the wine and that, and I went, oi Sue, come here, and she obviously she was like not happy with that, like so. There's so many good memories at the Bop night and that. I think probably the best one as well was Bad Manners. I don't know if you were there then. Remember that? It was a summer ball, and it was like Bad Manners was on, like, and that's probably one of the best Bop nights that's ever happened. To where I was posted. Bad Manners has got to be the one and only best Bop night.
Any of those
Sorry, buddy. Go on. No, you go for it.
I was just going to say, at any of those do's, do you remember like folk getting into trouble for like stuff they've said, done, being called into the office on Monday? Any of those kind of memories from like whether it was just Bop nights or whether it was like those sort of like functions?
I think you know the answer to that, mate, don't you? So I think it was like every Monday morning, myself and Scott Cowan on the odd weekend would go down to Hailing Island and where he was living and have a weekend there. I can remember Graham Rowlands on a Monday morning saying like Beard Cowan office now. And we're like, in the office, like, and he's like, right, what did you two get up to the weekend? And we're like, well, flight sergeant, we went here, flight, like, and that. It says, but what did you get up to? Did you get in trouble with that? No, we're off base, like, so. Yeah, every Monday morning we got called in. That was the old R30, I think it was.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He said, and yeah, he used to tiptoe past his office, like, but tiptoe past his office, like, because he'd always shout Beard and Cowan, because like we were like joined at the hip, weren't we? So.
Was that regardless of whether actually anything had happened or not?
Yeah. Monday morning. Graham Rowe, I mean, I don't know if he's alive or dead now. I've not seen him for God knows how long, but we tiptoe past it because, like, we like I say, me and Scott shared a room together throughout Brown Block and into the flats as well, called by the Families Club and that.
Yeah,
and we shared a room and until he left, but yeah, because obviously Scott was like my best mate at the time. So
yeah. What's your do you have one sort of moment or one or something that you remember that specifically that about, you know, the two of you? Is there any, or is it just, you know, a catalogue of so many memories? Is there one thing that stands
Well,
out above
I
everything?
mean, one of my songs that which we'll go into, like, which I'm going to repeat now, is like the Brown Block Party, and it was like
Right.
it's the infamous Brown Block Party that we had
Yeah.
when Ski hosed down one of the police officers, one of the RAF police, you know, like with the hose pipe, and we were all brought in. And I remember, I think it was an RAF policeman called Corporal Dak. I remember Scott being in there, and he said Corporal Dick. Kept calling him Corporal Dick all the time, but it was Dak. And the OIC, the charging officer that was there, like, he says, no, it's Corporal Dak. And I remember Scott said, like, yeah, oh, I do apologise, yeah. So Corporal Dick said this. So, and I don't know how Ski kept a straight face because he was like being charged, and yeah. Me and Scott have got so many good memories. Not just Scott, you know, like there's oh god, yeah, there's so many people that
Yeah.
we have, you know, that we've gotten so much bother with, and yeah.
Brilliant. I love it. Well, I know we'll talk about them more as well, but just before we move on to next tune, like, can we roll back? Like, let's roll the clock right back to before your RAF days, before you joined up, and just to the point, like, that, you know, you decided to grow up. I've got a couple of questions just around there. So first thing, I don't remember asking anyone this, but as I was writing stuff down about, you know, what you were like as a kid and what you remember most about school, I thought I'll kickstart that off with asking you, what is your earliest memory? Your earliest memory of life?
I think my earliest, probably as before I met my teens, I remember I had a photograph from my family, and I had a T-shirt on saying Frankie says relax. You know, you know, the white T-shirt says Frankie says relax, and I think I was about what 10, not even that, 8-year old. Yeah, I have. I
Were you
have bad.
into Frankie Goes to Hollywood, were you?
I think the mum bought me it, you know, like off the
Uh-huh.
market. It was like going cheap, so I think we were going to Butlins for the weekend, like, so she got me a T-shirt, and I just said, like, Frankie said relax. So
Right.
yeah, I've got bad memories when I was growing up. Unfortunately, um, my dad was quite a big drinker. He was ex-army, and I mean, I'm going to go quite deep here now, Graham. It was
Okay.
like it was quite. It was growing up. Basically, my dad knocking shit out. I don't want to swear, like, but knocking shit out my mum. And I was in a bunk bed upstairs with my brother, and just obviously hearing the screaming, hearing the banging and stuff like that. Yeah, and then that's a bad memory. That's a bad memory what I had.
Yeah.
So from growing up,
Okay.
because like my dad were ex-army, and being like, obviously I was born in the 70s,
Yeah.
74, and my mum, you know, like, I mean, she's passed away now. Like, she's gone now, my mum. But yeah, it was like growing up, listening to that,
Yeah.
and obviously with the job that I'm in now, and growing up as well, it was like sliding doors. Do I take that path, or do I take that path? You know, like, and thankfully
Yeah.
I took the right path, and never ever lay a finger on a woman, like. But unfortunately, I was brought up with that.
Right. Okay. Was that I'm assuming by that what that wasn't an isolated incident. It kind of it happened fairly regularly.
Every time he came home from the pub, it was like, and not
Right.
all that. I've got two older sisters, and when they went out on the bevy, and if they're out late, my dad would start on them. But unfortunately, my mum would stand in the way, and my mum would get the brunt of it.
Oh, oh, mate.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh, and
I
did
told
they say
you
to
it would be quite deep.
no, but mate, listen, these are like stories from our life, and listen, I'm fairly sure you, whilst I've not heard this from anybody on here, I'm sure that you're certainly not you're not alone. These things happen. It's life, and it's
It is,
thank
mate, and
no,
obviously
but
going from school stuff, and sorry to interrupt you again, like, but going from a school stuff, and and he used to start on me. My dad started on me and stuff like that. And then once I
yeah,
turned 17, I thought, right, I joined the Air Cadets, and I loved, going away on camp and stuff like that. I thought, I need to get away. I need to get away. When I was at school, the police careers came in. Like, I mean, my whole goal was to join the police at the
yeah,
age of like 18, 17, 18, but they weren't recruiting at the time. So I joined the Air Cadets, and I went on summer camps, and I thought, yeah, I need to get out of this house.
hmm,
And that's what I did, and that's what made me join the RAF. And because I was under 18, my mum and dad, well, my initial choice was the army, because
yeah,
both mum and dad were in the army. And I said, right, I'm going to join the army, but they wouldn't sign it. They said, look, like, your granddad was in the RAF, try that. And I joined the cadets, like I said, and loved the summer camps. And I thought, yeah, I wanna do that.
yeah.
Like, I went to summer camps at Lucas. What's the one at Edinburgh Airport? I can remember that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Went to like different Cosford and that, and I thought, yeah, this is the way I want to join the RAF, and that's why I joined the RAF. And I couldn't wait to get away from hearing my dad doing what he was doing to my mum.
Right. Okay. So you
So,
so you
so
left at
I went out.
17,
Yeah.
and where did that take? What route were you? Were you Swinderby and then West Drayton?
No, Swinderby was on the papers. It said West Drayton, but I
Yeah.
think we were like one of the first to go to Bulmer.
Ah,
No,
right. Okay. Got you. Right. So Swinderby, then off to Bilma.
so it's Swinderby for 6 weeks, and then
Yeah.
yeah, Bulmer.
Okay.
But oh yeah, it's another story. I got backflighted at Swinderby, and Wayne Fairclough keeps laughing at me all the time because we were on is it NFT? I think it was at North Luffenham.
Oh, yeah. Military field training. Yeah. Was
NFT,
it
yeah.
MFT? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, Wayne will laugh at this because he keeps bringing it up all the time. And there's a guy called Nick Beck. I think he went air traffic. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I shot him. So,
I wasn't expecting that.
I got all the way up to MFT. What's that? That's quite close to the end, isn't it? Like, so, and yeah, what happened was we did the NBC stuff, up the hill at North Luffenham, and run up the hill, and I was told to like get something, but I left my weapon, my SLR. I left the old SLR from my kit, and then some bloody corporal regiment guy was playing about with a shit. I've left my weapon. I remember my dad saying to me, like, I've been ex-army, saying, whatever you do not leave your weapon behind. So, but I did. I did that. So anyway, this regiment corporal, I can picture him like that. I can't remember his name. Was like playing about with it, like floating up in the air, and that magazine full of blanks. It had the yellow, what's it called? The blank firing egg, BFA. Is it?
Yeah. Flash eliminator.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
front. So there he goes, right? He goes, right, AC Beard. So I said, oh, corporal, you've got my weapon. And you said, you've got my SLR or rifle, whatever I said. And goes, right, yeah. And he gave it back to me, goes, right, make it safe. But then I cocked the SLR, realizing I left the magazine on. And he went to me, oh, just carry on. But I thought, like, just carry on was like, just fire it off. Yeah. And once I fired it off, like Nick Beck literally centimeters ran in front of the front of the rifle, and obviously it went bang and knocked
Yeah.
him knocked him flying. So so I got recourse for that back to something like day 5 or day 6, something like that, from day 40 something. And I'll never ever ever forget that.
Did
You know,
he Did he forgive you?
I don't think I've ever spoke to him since. Like, you know,
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's just like it was. I mean, Wayne keeps saying to me, like, Wayne Fairclough, "Oh, you can remember shooting Nick Beck?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, I'll never leave me." So, but yeah, so I had to basically do Swindon twice. That's what I did.
Crikey. And then Bulmer, and then into the big bad world of
Neatishead. Yeah.
Fantastic. Right. Well, before we come back on to Neatishead, shall we go on to your next tune? Because I just do them in the order that you give me. So we might be back in time, or we might not. Because it's Temptation by Heaven 17, which could be any decade really, because it's like still played regularly today, isn't it?
I know it's an 80s song, like, but that goes back what I was saying before about the Brown Block Party, the infamous Brown Block Party that happened, and I think it was the same night. I think the Sergeant's Mess was having a party as well, and we got told to turn the music down because ours was higher than the Sergeant's Mess from Brown Block, and oh god, it's so many things happened. I can remember the block having a bath and just like full of beer. You know, like it was like cold water in the bath, just literally up to the top with beer.
Yeah.
And there was like, I think they were decorating Brown Block at the time, and there was like loads of paint pots on the ground floor. And well, obviously, you know what's going to happen there. Like that all got ruined. There was like paint everywhere. I think somebody threw a water bomb on the electric box. But I think the funniest thing I do remember is when the RF police came in, and it was like Keystone Cops. Can you remember like there were stairs at the end and stairs at the front?
Yeah.
And I think when Ski hosed them down, got the hose pipe out and hosed them all down, they ran after him. So it was like Keystone Cops. Like he was going upstairs, then down, and the police were following him. Like, and he'd come back on himself and run back, and you know, like, yeah, it was just carnage. It really was. I can remember Scott at the time. I shared a room with Scott, and like when the RF police came, everyone ran to the rooms, and Scott was like, you know, steaming as much as us lot. When they knocked at his door, he's like, "Oh, you just woke me up," you know, like he wasn't involved with the party, like so. But yeah, the Brown Block Party will always go down in history for me, like so.
Oh, yeah. You weren't around. You weren't around when, because there was a party in Bramblock like a few years down the line, wasn't there, where somebody like was like fell off like the top balcony, didn't they? Were you around then?
Yeah. Is that the same one? I think that actually fell onto the paint downstairs, and
And it was like
brand new cap. It was full of emulsion.
Absolutely crazy. So there was a fair few incidents there. So
yeah, I mean, it was everything, you know, like the nights out we've had with the boys and that, and even leaving Brown Block. Is it Regiment Guy? Was it Neil Trethaway? I think it was. Who was in charge of the flats? Yeah. And he said, like, there's no way Beardy and Cowan are getting a room in this flat. You know, like the old flats that was the old married quarters that were converted into flats for everyone.
Yeah.
And they said like there's no way them two coming in here, like. But anyway, we eventually got there.
Yeah.
And so we left Brown Block, and yeah, again, carnage happened. We've had so many poker nights in there. I think there was one poker night where Mick Thompson was actually cheating, and I think Andy Holmes said to him, "Right, either you jump out the window or you're going to get a kicking." So he jumped out the window. I think he did, because I think he put his trainers in playing poker, some night train. I think it was, looking back. Also, the flats, Mikey Howells. Remember Mikey?
Oh yeah.
I think he ran away from a taxi. Didn't pay for the taxi, and then jumped out the window, and I think he hit his knee in his eye.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the crew, like, when he sneezed, his eye popped out.
It popped out, didn't it? I remember hearing about that. That was insane.
But no, so many characters and so many things that have happened. Like, I can't, honestly, things are coming back in my head. Like memories and that, and it's just so many stuff.
Yeah. So how long did you spend in the Air Force in total then?
I did just short of 15 years. In fact, I did 15.
Right. Okay.
15 years. I left. Actually, I did. What's it called when you do get like a resettlement at 13 years? And I decided, I thought, no, I'm going to stay a bit longer. So I did my resettlement training.
Yeah.
And a bit like everyone else did as well. It was like doing like alarms and cabling. Excuse me, got hiccups now. There's alarms and cabling and, doing BT stuff. And that was done. I think it was done at Thetford somewhere. I did my resettlement. But then I applied to stop on until the 15, and I got accepted for that. But but never got promoted.
Whereabouts were you at the time when you? So did you weren't at Neatshead? What was your, like, your tour? Whereabouts did you go from?
My route was Neatshead.
Yeah.
Did a stint in the Falklands.
Yeah.
I did spend a lot of time in the Navy. So I did quite a few tours on HMS Cardiff, HMS Liverpool, twice, and I did the Caribbean. And
oh, nice! How was that?
Oh, it was amazing. I did JMC first on Liverpool, and we got invited back by the captain.
Yeah.
And they said, like, in fact, I had to go see Wing Commander Ops at Neatshead, and it was a bit of a joke to say, right, bring your hat. I think it was Terry Sison said to me, like, bring your hat. The boss wants to see you. I was like, oh, fuck, what have I done now? Because I had a crazy time at Faslane, like up there in Helensburgh. Yeah. And it was like, oh God, yeah, we got a bit of trouble up there as well. I'm in the shit here. And but then it was quite the wing, I can't remember his name, but he said to me, like, right, what you been up to at Faslane on Liverpool? I was like, nothing, sir, well, you must have been up to something, like, because you've been invited to go for the West Indies guard ship over there. Like, I went, oh, brilliant, so cut long story short, it was when Montserrat blew up, the volcano. So we were like doing disaster relief at Montserrat when the volcano blew up. I think it was 97, something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was such a great time. Did Antigua. One of the Navy guys got married out there and got invited to his wedding. And I was a single guy then, and I met this like, I don't know, she was loaded, absolutely loaded, like single girl, well, woman. I say woman, like not girl, woman, and it was sort of like a scene from Cocktail, when Tom Cruise met the old girl, who was like a proper rich girl, and I met her in Antigua, and I was like, the khaki uniform you used to have when you're overseas.
Oh yeah.
All the Navy guys were all in their ice cream suits, and I was like in my khaki.
Yeah, on the desert kit.
Yeah, and I was in all that, and it was during the day, and I just saw this woman on her own in the beach, and I just wanted to talk to her. Anyway, cut long story short, we got on quite well. I never saw her again. So,
You never saw it again?
no. I thought if I married that, I could have been a millionaire by now.
I hope you don't tell your good lady wife that.
Oh, she's in the room next door, like we're okay, like so.
Well,
My fiance now, isn't it?
I know, I'm going to say, I say good lady wife, your good lady wife to be. Congratulations, by the way, because that's just recent, isn't it?
It is. We went to Dubai last week, and I did it then. And I don't know if, like, obviously people watching this or yourself, Graham, like, is you've got the Palm at Dubai, which is like obviously man-made and that, and it's got like the world's highest fountain show. So I proposed on the beach there, like pitch black, and it was like all the fountains going up and that.
Yeah.
So yeah, she said yes.
Oh, brilliant! Had you planned it?
No idea what's letting us have been. I mean, we've been together like 9 years now. I mean, unfortunately, I've had a marriage breakup, which will go on to another song, which is pending. And me and Anna have been together like 9 years. This is into our 10th year now. Yeah. And I thought, let's make a go of it. You know, like we've both been married before, and I thought, let's do it. Let's do it. And the only place I could do it was Dubai. You know, like I couldn't think of anywhere better to do it than Dubai.
Yeah, brilliant. I love it. And I take it you'd planned all of that before you went out. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah, I certainly did. I bought the ring, but she had no idea at all.
Oh, brilliant.
No idea. She actually thought, because by the hotel there was like an outlet, like a shopping outlet there, and she thought I'd actually bought a Pandora ring and just to wind her up. But no, proper proposal and that.
Oh, fantastic! You big romantic, you.
I mean, what I'll do, Graham, I'll send you the video, mate, of actually the proposal, because like Anna's little one, she's got a 16-year-old lad, and he took the video.
Oh,
and when she said yes, the fountains actually went up.
Ah.
It was like it's absolutely. What I'll do, mate, after this, like I'll send you the video and you can see.
Oh, please. Oh, brilliant! Yes, indeed. Well, you said that you'd come on to we're kind of moved forward and back. You've come on to the story of breakup and stuff in another song. Why don't we move on to the next song? I don't know if it's this one or whether it's because we've got we're on to song 3 anyway, which is "Don't Give Up" by Peter Gabriel and Kate Bush. And just before you start on that song, I left that comment up there just from Mr. Neil, who wanted to point out that you loved working your passage with the Navy.
Was it like the Golden Rivet? People say, don't they?
Yeah. Did you? I'll just show you some of the other comments there that we've had. I'm not reading that out. I know how much you love Andy. Good to see you, he says, but I'll have to watch this tomorrow as I'm up at 2:30 and you're a boring twat. Enjoy your evening. Lovely.
Yeah,
I mean, Delta Mike's tuned in and said, "My God, he's finally able to grow facial hair." Good evening. There we go. Yes. So, "Don't Give Up," Peter Gabriel, Kate Bush.
Yeah. Listen to the lyrics to that. It's just like, unfortunately, I had a bit of a double whammy when my mum passed away. She was like given 3 weeks. She was diagnosed with stomach cancer 3 weeks before she passed away. And she passed away on Mother's Day as well.
Oh.
I think it was 2005, I think it was. But the same week, me and my ex-wife split up as well. So like I say, I had a double whammy. And so in my head, I had to actually think either concentrate on mum passing away or myself with my marriage and my 2 boys, you know, like, so, and I say unfortunately, but I chose to like concentrate on my marriage breakup and my boys, and put my mum's death to a bit of a back burner.
Yeah.
And then just the lyrics like "Don't Give Up," and it was like I was like proper low. I was at low point, and thought about different stuff because I lost a lot of people that I loved. My mum was like my best mate.
Yeah.
And honestly, with her going with like just 3 weeks left with her, and then also having to deal with a marriage breakup, and going from my boys seeing them 24/7, 7 days a week to not, then it was like it's pretty hard. So I got myself into a lot of debt. I mean, I'm talking what now? What we're on 2022, so yeah, 2005. So a good time ago. But because
17
I didn't
years
care
ago.
about it, I thought, no, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna have a good time, and you know what I mean. I drank myself to a stupor. Like,
Right.
yeah, it was bad times, bad times.
What effect did that have on, I mean, not just yourself, but like people around you at the time?
I blocked everyone around me.
Okay.
I wanted to be on my own, and I was like inside. I was like, I was going to work at like 6 in the morning, but I was coming back from the pub at 1 o'clock. I was driving back, and coming back
Yeah.
at 1 o'clock in the morning just to make bacon sandwiches, and it was hard. It was hard, and
Yeah. Was this after this was after you'd left the RAF?
yeah.
And
I
so
left
this
the
was
Army in
2005.
2005.
Yeah.
So I do apologise. So it was 2006. So a year later, me and her split up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my mum died a year later. Yeah, 2006 it was, and I just went off the rails, mate.
Was there anything that kind of, was there an event or was there something that kind of brought you to the conclusion of enough is enough? Was there a realization that, crikey, if I don't sort this shit out, I'm going to die? Was there an event, or did you just have a bit of a, an awakening, or what?
The event was meeting Anna.
Okay.
It was like I was telling my brother and sisters like, look, sort yourself out. I was like, don't care what you say. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, I'm having a good time. Unfortunately, I was meeting the wrong guys. I was like doing all sorts. I was drinking.
Yeah.
And other stuff. I could have been
other stuff.
I was like, at the time I played rugby league as well, and and obviously guys from different sort of clientele, shall we say, had things in the changing room before a night out, and you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like one day, me and my brother was in a pub, and he was with his fiance. Well, sorry, his fiance was actually out saying like, "We're coming to meet you," and I've got a girl called Anna coming up, and I was like, "I'm not going out, Stephen. I'm going home." Now, like my brother Stephen, I said, "I'm going home, like," and he says like, "One for the road. Come on, one for the road." I went, right, okay, let's go to the pub and meet them. Anyway, met them, and then 9 years later, I'm still with them.
So, like many a tale of the past, it took the love of a good woman to sort you out and show
everyone
you
everyone says that. Said, look, you've got a lot to thank Anna for. Like she changed me so much, mate. And I could have. I dread to think where I would have been 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
After I lost my mum and lost, well, her, I don't even think about her anymore. Like, I've got two great boys who are 20-year-old and 19 this year. You know, like, and
yeah,
but at the time, it was
yeah,
it was different ball game, mate. It really was.
yeah. So, but it was the moment, it was the relationship that kind of changed things. That sort of, showed you that actually things had to
I mean,
get
Anna
better.
had been through similar circumstances. Like, so at the time, she worked in travel at Thomas Cook,
Okay,
and obviously, I left the RAF and joined it. I was doing air traffic control, and so we had that. Her ex-husband was in the army, so we had that connection, like ex-forces,
okay.
and in travel as well, me being air traffic, and she was like Thomas Cook at the time.
Yeah.
But
So
she
tell
pulled
me,
the straight and narrow, mate, big time.
did that was that the beginning of, because you mentioned your mum as well? Obviously, meeting Anna would kind of take your mind off the breakup, your previous marriage. At
Mm-hmm.
what point did you kind of deal with your mum's death? What because my experience, things that are kind of bottled up, they kind of come out at some point, and it's quite often years later. But did something happen, or how did you process your mum's passing?
I just put it behind me, mate. It was like,
Yeah,
she's gone, and that's it.
yeah,
I can remember. One thing I can remember, like, was when before she passed away, she actually stood up. Well, not stood up. She sat up, had a cup of tea because she loved the tea, my mum. And she said she called my sisters over, my brother over, but she never ever called me over. So she called my sisters over and said, look, you need to do this. Stop doing this. I need to do this. Like, and she never called me over. She went, Mark, come here. No, never. So I approached her, and I went, Mum, you never asked for me. She went, you're gonna be okay. And that was it. And then she went.
wow, there you go.
Oh,
And you are okay. And you
yes.
are okay.
Oh, mate. I mean, I'm absolutely amazing. Like, what I've turned my life around so much.
Yeah,
From being an aggressive person, I mean, people will remember me in the RAF like as being aggressive and stuff like that. I had a drink in me.
yeah.
I can, and I apologise for that. I can only blame one person for that. That's my dad.
Well, I think you've just gone even better there, and kind of taken the responsibility yourself and just apologized. That's even better than sort of attributing it somewhere else. Because at the end of the day, that's you. That's you owning
I was
it.
like Jekyll and Hyde, mate.
Yeah,
I couldn't. I try to be one of the main men and have the booze and stuff like that, and try and take on the world. When I was like 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old. I'm 48 this year, and I look back and thinking, yeah, what a prat I was back in the day,
mate.
and I upset I upset a lot of people on my squadron, stuff like that, and yeah.
How old were you at the time? Let me ask you. How old were you?
20, 21, 22. Yeah.
You tell me one 20 to 22-year-old that you knew or have ever known that's not an arse. Honestly, come
I
on.
know, but
And
there was
everybody watching was, and guess what? Right, everybody that's watching is saying the exact same as Chris Edmondson. Never saw that. Always saw a legend of a guy. There you go. You were just
Chris.
a
Chris,
20.
that's amazing. I actually met Chris at Doncaster when I was in air traffic at Doncaster Airport, and he flew in with his Sentinel. Like, I went to
Yeah,
see him, like, old Flight Lieutenant Edmondson at the time.
yeah. I came through. I actually posted a picture that included Chris a couple of weeks ago. It was one of the days out in Norwich, where he dressed up as Darth Vader. It was a superheroes day, and he put on like full Darth Vader outfit, and it was insane.
I think saw as well. Like, was it Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah, Reservoir Dogs. Yeah, they were ace days.
Yeah,
they were brilliant days. So here's a question for me before we move on to your next song. We've talked a lot about friends, a lot about your pals from the past. If I was to ask them what your best and worst qualities were, what would they say?
Oh God, that's that's a good question.
Well, I mean, some of them are what. So shall we just ask them, and you try and answer?
Go for it. I'm having a vape, by the way. Okay.
So what do you think?
What my best qualities are?
Yeah, best and worst.
Right. I think best ones are I can. Oh God, I'm talk to people now, knowing that what I know now.
Yeah,
it's all like giving me that. Oh God, Graham, you put me on the spot here. Like I don't know. Like so, I'm just talking gibberish. I don't know. I think I wish I wasn't like. I tell you what, I do wish I didn't do what I did back in when I was younger, back in the RAF and start fights and stuff like that. I think, yeah, that's that's one regret.
right. Okay.
Well,
You started fights? What are we going back to when you were 20 again?
yeah. I thought it was
Yeah.
like I thought it was 10 men and have like green monsters at Ritzies and stuff like that, and or even the Bop with Sharpie playing ABBA, the ABBA Mega Mix and stuff like that. And I don't, I start a scrap with people, even my own workmates,
Just
like, and it was just like I was stupid. And looking back and thinking, why did I do that? But I know why I did that because of my dad. Going back to what we said earlier.
right. Okay. It was yeah. Okay. You'd kind of seen it. It was you'd kind of lived with it. But
Yeah.
that's obviously not you now.
No.
So if I was to say I was going to say Holmesy, maybe he's not the best example. Maybe Craig or let's say Scotty, right? What would he say? What would he say is your best quality? You're still in regular touch with all of these guys, aren't you?
Oh God, yeah. I'm in touch with like Wayne, Scott, Andy, Craig Neil. Like so. Even a few others. Like so. I think, but I just don't know. I think.
Are you collectively coming together for this big shindig in October?
Well, hopefully September 1st because we're all going golfing in Portugal in September.
Oh, nice.
We went to the Belfry last year.
Yes, I remember seeing the pictures from that. Who's the best golfer out of you?
Sona.
Who?
Gaston. It's got to be Gaston.
Is he?
Yeah, he's like proper prima donna.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's not even without the golf. Though. You don't need the golf with that.
And
Is he good though?
Oh, he's a good player, and I think followed by, and it pains me to say it, is Andy Holmes as well. He's always got his binoculars out. He's like looking how far the flag is and that.
Yeah,
he's got all the gear, but no idea.
Who's this?
Andy Holmes.
All right. Okay. So I was going to ask you. This might be easier for you then. Who's the worst out of you all?
Craig. Think about that, mate. It was Craig Neil all day long, followed by me.
Oh, brilliant! Oh, well, you're not the worst. Look, here we are. We've got Bob.
I think I'm not far off the worst,
but not the worst.
Yeah.
Brilliant. There you go. Look, Bob said, your best quality, you're always there for a chat and had time for anyone. There you go. That is in itself. There you go. That's fantastic. And he said he didn't see no bad. There you go.
But at the
So
time, he wasn't at Neatishead. He was, I think he was at Bulmer at the time. But it was when I was a young LAC. I think it was like a young LAC when I thought, yeah, I could take on the world and like met a lot, made a lot of enemies, and which have actually now turned out to be really good friends because I
oh,
changed ways. I changed
who
like so.
who falls into that category?
Oh my god! I remember there was like an argument with remember Claire Cook. There was like I had a reputation with Gazaki and Tim Naylor and stuff like that, but I had mates like Justin Chester. He invited me to Sheffield, and then I think me and Tim Naylor sort of like got on well because like I changed. I stopped all that. Yeah, pretend to be a hard man thing, and I thought
Yeah.
like I think I was growing up more.
It,
Like
it kind of comes to us all eventually. So I'm told.
yeah,
I don't think I'm quite there yet.
but yeah, the qualities like and what you're saying before. Yeah, I can talk to people, and that's
Yeah.
why like and going on to what we're going to come on to next is my current job
Yeah.
and how I've dealt with that and through the rough with the smooth, basically. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Is that one of your songs?
Which one?
The current job in
Yeah.
this one, right? Is it the next song or is it the last one?
The next one.
Absolute Beginners
Yeah.
by David Bowie.
I've always been a fan of David Bowie.
Yeah.
Like absolutely amazing. And when he passed away, it was like proper heartbreaking. I know a lot of like Michael Jackson fans when he passed away, like, but David Bowie for me was like, I've got so many idols. I've got Neil Diamond, I've got Rod Stewart. In fact, me and Wayne Fairclough are going to see Rod Stewart this year in December
Whereabouts?
in Leeds.
Oh, nice.
And we went to watch OMD last year as well, like did me and Wayne. So that was like a really, really good concert. But yeah, Absolute Beginners. I think it was like it's just one of the best songs ever done.
Yeah.
I think it goes back to like when I was like 17. I mentioned before I wanted to join the police, and they weren't recruiting, so I joined the RAF, and then left the RAF after 15 years. Like I did 10 years in air traffic, and my sister-in-law at the time said, "Oh, there's a job going for like West Yorkshire Police. Do you fancy it?" And doing like dispatching. I didn't have a clue what it was, and so I give it a go. Anyway, I passed it all, everything like that, and I just knew it was a foot in the door to actually become a bobby.
Yeah.
So at 40 odd years of age, I had my childhood dream, and anyway, cut long story short, I'm now a police officer, and I have been for like what 5 years, nearly 6 years now. I know I've
Yeah.
left it. I know I've left it a bit late,
Yeah.
but I've got my childhood dream, and I've become that.
Yeah. Brilliant. Is there anything about that song specifically that kind of any of the words in it that stand out, or is there
I think the title of the tune is like Absolute Beginners, like that, and
yeah.
I was like starting again.
Starting again in the police. Yeah. At 40 odd years old.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There you go. There you go. How did that feel? How did that sort of like at that point in your life, that sort of, you how long had you been out the Air Force at that point?
Well, I left the Air Force, I think it was like 2005 or 2004.
Yeah.
And I did air traffic at Doncaster at Robin Hood Airport for 10 years. Well, no, it was nine. I didn't hit the 10-year mark. It was 9.5 years that I did. And I just wanted a total change from aviation.
Yeah.
I'd done nearly 25 years in aviation, and I just want a total career change. And obviously, like I said before, Graham, like my sister-in-law said, "Oh, there's a job here," like so. So I went for it.
Yeah,
Got it. And so I spent 4 years as a staff member for West Yorkshire Police.
Yeah.
And then I just knew like the door was open then when they started recruiting for officers, and went for it. And I got in first go.
Yeah.
So I know there's been obviously quite a few boys on your podcast that have actually, and ex colleagues that have done the same as well, and joined the police.
Indeed, Mr. Delta Mike Lima for one.
Lima, yes,
yeah. The job like the other, he said.
And in fact, Graham, I tell you now, like my sergeant's exam is this coming Tuesday.
Wow. There we go.
I thought I'd make a sergeant, not in the RAF. I hope I didn't make corporal. So yes, I've got a sergeant's exam on Tuesday at midday.
Crikey. So there's a lot of studying going on.
Yeah.
Right. Lot of kind of cramming.
Lot of stuff. It's a 3-hour exam.
Yeah.
For 150 questions, I think it is. So
right.
Yeah. So forget that. And I do think that's my calling. I think police officer, that's my calling.
Is it? Well, I don't know any of the questions because I've never been in the police. I don't know what is in there, but I do have a great question for you, which might stand you in good stead for your sergeant's exam or not. But it's next on my list.
Go on then.
So what is the best bit of advice you've ever been given, and who gave you it?
Oh God! Graham? You put me on the spot here. Like I'm not even ready for these questions, mate. The best piece of advice like as I think is like from my brother when I was like down that rocky road, and he knew as well. Like, he had like messages saying like you need to look after your brother, like he's going down a big wrong path. And when I met Anna, he just basically said like don't let go of her. She's good for you. And never truer word said was like, yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Anna's been my rock. Like I mentioned to you last night when I spoke to you, I went through a bit of a traumatic experience, like as an officer, and I had a bit of time. I had three months off work due to what happened to me in Leeds City Centre, and it was like I couldn't have asked for a better person to look after me, and that was Anna. She's my rock.
Okay. She saw you through all of that. Do you want to talk about what happened?
Yeah, I'm like, listen, mate. I had counselling through like the Police Federation, and like Dave Large will know what I'm on about, and Wayne. So basically, what happened was at 3 o'clock in the morning in Leeds City Centre, there was a report of a fight. When we turned up, it wasn't a fight. It was like bloody the OK Corral. It was like it was bedlam, and there's all two of us there. And so anyway, we went in trying to sort it out. I had a litre bottle of like vodka off the neck thrown at me. It was just it missed my neck. And then I chased the guy, and once I got hold of him, tried to cuff him, all his mates decided to get involved. So I was getting like jumped by six people, just getting like booted every single part of my body. And my oppo just stood back and watched.
Oh, mate.
Yeah.
Grief.
yeah. And then obviously just,
So did backup arrive? Or
eventually.
Yeah.
Well, you have two buttons on your radio. You have like a red one and a green one.
Yeah.
Your green one is like an urgent call back, and the red one's like a code 0, which
Yeah.
like you need like urgent assistance. But
Yeah.
all the button I saw for the corner of my eye was a green one. But thankfully, one of the dispatchers who I used to know and used to work with, she it was all on camera.
Right. Okay.
So she called the code 0 for me.
Right.
And you're talking Call Lane in Leeds. You're looking at 300 people all in the street.
Yeah.
At
Just
3 o'clock in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning.
all fighting.
Well, all looking on and
Oh, right. Okay.
coming out of the pubs and nightclubs
Yeah.
and that.
Yeah. So what? I take it you don't know what had kind of started this like sort of scuffle, but it was just kicking off, and you went in to kind of split it up, and they
We got told by the dispatchers that there's a fight at this pub or this club.
Yeah.
You got to sort it out. So we went and that was it. Like, but it was more than a fight. It was like,
yeah.
And then once I had this guy on the floor, it was like all his mates jumped to me. Like I looked at my hand, there was blood everywhere. There was blood, and
yeah,
I got proper like ragged and that lot, and yeah. Crikey. It was like I could have been, like anything could have like stabbed me or like that, but thankfully I came away from it injury free. But apart from a bit of cuts and bruises, but
yeah. But I bet it was pretty scary experience, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't until about a year later, like it hit me.
Right.
I just got on with the job, and that was it. Like, yeah, it happens, and like you've joined up to do this, and that's it.
Yeah.
And another incident happened where this guy went to headbutt me and spat in my face and went, "Oh yeah, I've got COVID," and he was like spitting at me and stuff like that. And then it wasn't until the Saturday morning in my home, and Anna was actually sat next to me. I literally broke down in tears.
Right. Okay. So when was this then?
This was November 2021.
Oh wow! Yeah. So only last year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh mate, crikey.
Yeah.
Right, and so and the attack had taken place a year before.
No, hang on a second. November 2020. Yeah, 2020. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it, mate. It's understandable. We've all lost a fucking year.
I know. I just lost it, mate. I just broke down in tears. Yeah, it was like I can't do. I thought I'm not doing it. I can't do the job anymore.
Right. Okay.
Going back to my mum, that's when it hit me as well. So 15 years later, my mum's death hit me. So everything just came
at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Wow. Wow. And what did that look like then? How, what happened physically, mentally, kind of how did it leave you? I take it you didn't go down a similar path to the one you'd gone before. Or
sorry, I've lost you there, mate. Sorry, say that again.
I'm saying how did that all sort of manifest itself then? How did it affect you? All of this.
Well, what happened was Anna said to me like, just right, you need to ring your boss up. So I rang my sergeant up and went, I can't do it anymore. And is what do you mean? I said everything that happened a year ago, and then the spitting and the headbutt was like a few days ago. Prior to that, down. I just said to him like, I can't be a bob anymore. I can't be a cop anymore. I can't cope.
Wow.
And he goes to me, he goes, Mark, you are a really, really good cop. And I went, I can't do it. And then I literally broke up. Like I was crying on the phone and everything. It was like everything just got on top of me.
Yeah. So
I had. So he said to me, like, would you like me to contact the federation, like the police federation, like counselling, have a chat with you? Like, yeah, please do. I need help. Anyway, I got that help, and I had 3 months of help. And I tell you what, Graham, like, it was the best help ever.
Yeah.
I went back on patrol on the 26th of February last year. Yeah, 2021. And I was like the best. I felt the best ever.
Right. So what did that involve? I mean, I'm guessing a lot of talking, a lot of getting a lot of it out.
Yeah, it was going back from where we started off today, childhood.
Right. Okay.
And yeah,
Just
going
going
back
into things.
like my mum and my dad. You know, like the domestic violence.
Yeah.
And then me listening in a bunk bed.
Yeah.
Growing up to being like, you know, RAF and everything. We went through everything.
Wow. So here's a question for you. Like throughout that, it's not intended in this way, but it's the question that I've got down here. And it's I'm interested. Yeah,
Graham,
go on.
can I just go for a quick wee?
Yes.
Well, this is the first on your podcast, and like I need to go for a wee.
No, it's not. I can't remember who it was.
Sorry, guys, whoever's watching this and that, but I need to go for a wee because I'm gonna pee myself.
Yeah, go on. I'll fill in. I'll do a dance or something. Right. I'll take this opportunity to just say to everybody that's watching, if you've got any questions that you want me to ask Beardy when he gets back, then pop them in the box, and we'll ask him. Yeah, that's what we'll do if you've got any. And whilst I'm killing space, I know that. Thank you for tuning in on a Thursday night at 8. Do yourself a favor and listen to the old wireless radio. Tune in to Regal Radio from 7 o'clock tomorrow night. I'm doing a very special radio show on regalradio.net. I'm calling it Friday the 4th, Funky Friday the 4th. It is tomorrow night, because it's Friday. It's the 4th of March, and we thought that we could do with something a little bit funky, just with everything that's been going on in the world. I thought we would take everybody's mind off it with some funky tunes on the radio. I'm just, whilst I was waiting on you having a slash, mate.
Sorry, mate, I do apologise for that, Graham. Like I was literally.
That's all right. We're just killing time. I was doing a blatant plug for my radio show tomorrow night, so it's all right. Now, anybody that's watching this knows that there's never going to be dead space on air, because if I need to talk to myself, I'll talk to myself. Karen just said when you were away, my good lady wife said, "Please don't dance." So I didn't. I just talked.
Wayne was actually my best man on my wedding. And I remember his speech, like saying, like he's seen somebody on fire dance better than me, apparently. So remember that.
Mind you, mate, that could be that. I don't know whether that's like that much of an insult, really, because if you set somebody on fire, I'm pretty sure that they could cut some like pretty serious moves.
I bet they could.
Anyway, right. So the question that I had. And again, I don't know whether it'll be related to what you were talking about or whether there's something else. But again, kind of coming back to that insight and the stuff that life's lessons has kind of, you know, the lessons that we've learned from life. What would you consider through life your biggest failure? But more importantly than that, I don't want you to dwell on the failure. What I'm interested in is what that taught you.
I think the biggest failure was not being with my boys when they needed me most. My two boys, who are now 20 and well, he's 20 in April, and then Cameron's 20 in April, and Connor is 19 in September. I sort of like let them down, and when me and the mum split up, they were all like, "Ollie, you know, like so big."
Yeah.
And they said, "Do you know, like, I used to fall asleep on the sofa, like I didn't even spend any time with them." This is when I was going through a rough patch,
Yeah.
and I wish I could turn the clock back and spend more time with them, because like they ended up saying like, "I don't want to go see Dad. I
Yeah.
don't want to go anymore." And
Do you,
it's only been the last 18 months, well, not even that, last 12 months, where they're knocking on my door and they're ringing me up and stuff like that. But I seem to have lost 10 years of their life.
right. Okay. Will they watch this?
Probably not, but I can show them that.
Well, if they do, is there anything that you want to say to them?
I think they know already how much,
Yeah.
what they mean to me. You know, like I've told them, and they are quite sensitive boys. Cameron, he's literally in his third week of police training now at the minute. Like, so
Oh wow.
yeah, so he's following his dad's footsteps.
Well,
And,
there you go, mate. What better testament to
and
you?
Connor's wanting to join the RAF, but as an Irish policeman, I went, no.
Have you managed to steer him away from that one?
I steered away, like, it's like, going, oh, all right, I'll join regiment. I was like, oh, all right, okay, fair enough. Please don't become a Scorpion. You don't need to be a Scorpion. Like, there's no chance of being a Scorpion, mate, because you'll meet people that know your dad, and
Yeah.
you don't want to hear that. So,
Yeah.
no, he's a lifeguard at the minute. Is the youngest boy, but he's got his heart set on joining the RAF, which is good.
Yeah, that is. That is brilliant.
And same, my eldest lad is like in his third week of police training.
Yeah. There you go. They were following in your footsteps, mate. And,
Yeah,
like you say,
I mean, I could call my ex-wife all the names under the sun and stuff like that, but end of the day, she's done a good job.
yeah,
She's brought him up really well, and I can't take that away from her. She's done really, really well.
yeah.
So.
There you go, mate. There you go. Shall we do your last song?
Yes.
You changed this.
I did change it. Yeah, I did change it. And this was last night because it was on absolute 80s, and I thought, no, I love this song to bits, like, and
yeah, it's a good choice. It put a smile on my face when I heard it tonight, because I always listen to them before coming on for our chat, and I put a big smile on my face for a reason.
It's an oldie. It's an oldie, but a goodie.
Yeah, so that's what Friends Are For, by Dionne Warwick, and how many other people are on there? You've got Elton John on there,
Stevie Wonder,
yeah,
and I think Gladys Knight as well.
Gladys Knight, yeah, as well. Yeah, good. What a tune! What a tune!
Says it all, doesn't it?
Is it? And is it the friendship angle? Because the other song you were going to have was Queen, wasn't it?
Friends. It was like it was all on the same wavelength. Friends will be friends, Queen, but that's what friends are for.
Yeah. What are friends for?
When I went through my traumatic experience, I had a Zoom call. I had a Zoom call with my mates. Like the guys that I've been close to, like with Scott, with Daz Claxton, Wayne, Gaz, Andy, Craig as well. We had Zoom calls in lockdown.
Yeah.
And I actually broke, I told them like I'm off work because of this. And they were just there for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely there for me. I'm not saying, like those 6 guys are the only guys that would be there for me. I'm sure that if I invited other people from Nita Said, they would be 100% there for me as well.
Yeah.
You know, like, but it's just those 6 guys that we used to knock around with, you know, like through my RAF career, like they were the group. They were the group we went on holiday with and that. So
Yeah.
they're my mate. They're my mate. You're my mate, Graham, but they're my mates, if you know what I mean.
Do you know what this podcast has shown me? And it's interesting, but the more of these I do, not surprising, is that I think every single one of us has many more friends than we think. Whilst we might have a
Yeah.
small, core wolf pack, if you will, the heart, the few that you've mentioned. I think that still that we all have a lot more friends than we believe. If we put that definition on, those people that are there for you, because I think, what we find is that, that it's the people that you need, that are always there when you need them most. So yeah, can I read this out from Chris Edmondson because it's lovely?
Yeah.
He said, "You've made me laugh. You brought back some great memories and also reduced me to tears. Thank you for sharing your stories. One of life's great human beings, and my respect for you has nothing but grown. Wish you the very best. What an amazing chat tonight, gents. Thank you for tuning in. What an absolute lovely thing to say."
Like I say, last time I saw Chris was I've got memories of Chris fixing his bloody car outside Brown Block, and making it like a super duper car with like God knows what sort of stuff he put in there.
Yeah.
And then I see him as a flight lieutenant, as a pilot. I'm like, what?
I think he is the first person, and maybe the only person that I've known. Did he not have was his car registration not RAF?
Yeah, but I think, and then he sold that. Then it wasn't an RAF 1250, something like that.
Was it?
Was that right, Chris? If you're still on, mate, have a look at that.
Oh, top man. Mine would have been RAF. Mine or Andy Holmes's would have been RAF 252, I think.
Yeah.
As opposed to
quite good. I don't know if when I asked Anna to marry me, in obviously this week in Dubai, said last week in Dubai. That was it. E35 RAF. Yeah.
Top man.
It wasn't an MT drive that had RAF 1250. The guy that was in a James Bond film or something like
that. Oh, crikey. I don't know.
Is this politically correct? He was a coloured guy that was an MT driver. I can't remember his name. But,
right. Okay.
But yeah.
RAF 1250 as his registration.
I think so.
Chris,
no.
Daz.
1250, that was it. Yes, that was it. 1250. Daz 1250. Yeah.
Daz Crawford. Oh yeah, I remember Daz Crawford.
Yeah.
Crikey. Yeah. Look, they've come flooding in there. Look, Chris has got it. Raj has got it as well.
Yeah.
Raj popped a little comment in earlier on for you as well, mate. Look, he said, "Don't be so hard on yourself. We live and learn." I think.
That's Raj, mate. Cheers, buddy.
Yeah. Yes. Listen, you were talking about like a James Bond movie there. I've got, before I do like a quick fire round, because we've done all your songs, and we've tanned an hour and 20 minutes.
What? Sorry.
We've done an hour and 20 minutes, mate. Already.
Really? Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So here's one for you. Whether it's a movie, probably more likely a book or an audio book, something that you've watched or listened to or read recently that really inspired you.
Oh wow. Yeah, I watched. In fact, the book at Middleton. No,
Which
from
one?
I think it was like his latest one. I think it was, and I
Was it,
bought it.
was it
Uh,
what was it? Was it
well,
Zero Negativity or the Fear
yes,
Bubble?
no, zero.
Zero Negativity.
Yeah,
I've not read that one. I've literally just finished the Fear Bubble last month, and I've got Zero Negativity to read. So yeah, good.
and
Enjoyed it.
yeah, very much so. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Was there like was there a standout or like a real key takeaway from it?
I could actually, you know, some of my past saying like, yeah, I've been through that myself.
Hmm.
So I could actually read what I was actually. I thought, that's me. That is, like so.
Yeah, a
I'm
lot.
actually,
It
actually reading.
resonated.
I thought I was reading my life story. Like so.
Yeah. Except that the key difference is you became a policeman and he got locked up for attacking a policeman.
Exactly.
I like
And,
it. Yeah, he's kind of he gets you quite motivated. I enjoyed the Fear Bubble as well. I'd recommend that one if you like Zero Negativity. Yeah, I think you'll like the Fear Bubble as well. So there you go. Right, are you ready for some quick fire questions? And then I'll
yes,
let you
go
go.
for it. Come on, go for it.
Right,
Come on.
okay. So this one should be dead easy. Who would you like to see on here, sitting where you are now?
Wayne Fairclough.
Yeah, me too. Right, okay. I'll message him and we'll see if we can get him on. Wayne Fairclough. Okay, here's one for you. Have you read American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis? Why are you
Yeah,
laughing?
but I've never given it back to you. Yes, I know you lent the book a long time ago.
Mate, it's fine. You keep it. You keep it.
I don't know where it is.
Mate, I don't need it back. It's cool. It's one of the things that I love doing. I love giving people books, and especially because my memory's pretty good. I do remember the ones that I don't get back. I don't expect them back now because there's that many. You have that many books, and with the birth of Kindle and stuff like that, if I give a book, I don't think there's anything better than the gift of a good book. And I think,
Yeah,
looking back, you're
the book
probably the first person that I ever gifted a book
I
to.
remember the day you gave me the book. Was that actually the day when you gave me the homebrew when we were painting your
So
marriage photo?
So that was the next question was, what's your favorite Prodigy track? And I was going to ask whether or not you remember Poison, and whether that resonated. It's exactly what you're talking about. It was the day we came off guard together, didn't we? And you came back to my married quarter because I was painting the place, and I said, you offered. You said, why don't I come and help you paint the house, and then we can go for a few beers. And that kind of turned into us having a few beers during the time we were painting the house, right?
I think I can remember painting the skirting boards floor, and you gave me whatever homebrew it was, and
Yeah.
I was painting the skating boards like that, and I couldn't get up because I was that pissed. I said,
It
Graham,
was,
I can't move.
I tell you what, it was strong stuff that
Yeah.
I had to stop making it because there's another person that I should probably have on here, and I've not had him on.
I think
Um,
Karen's put laughing face on that. Didn't Karen come? Was
yeah,
it?
she was in the house. She was in the house because I think she went to the chippy to get us our fish suppers. I
Yeah.
don't think either of us were capable of driving. Um, so yeah, there you go. Anyway, yes, thank you. I'm glad that you knew exactly what we were talking about there. Cheers. So we're about done. I've got a couple of more very quick ones for you.
Yep.
So two famous people, dead or alive, that you would like to have a drink with.
I told you before, David Bowie
Yeah,
or Bowie or whatever people call him. And I think, oof, it's got to be my all-time favorite film. I think everyone in the RAF loved this. Was Goodfellas. Just got to be Joe Pesci.
Oh yes, gee whiz, a drink with him might even these days might be dangerous. Good shout. Okay, somewhere that you've never visited before that you would like to go?
If you'd asked me that last week, that'd been great because I've just been to Dubai. I just got back from Dubai,
Yeah,
and I've always said I would love to go there.
yeah,
Just been there,
yeah,
proposed to my missus, and
yeah.
she said yes. So I think
You've got a honeymoon though to come.
we have. I think Vegas.
Yes, there you go. Vegas, fantastic.
Don't
Okay,
forget, I've got my 50th pending as well. So
yeah, not that far away.
no,
So imagine then that you had unlimited cash. Let's say a figure of 100 million. I usually use. If you
yeah,
had 100 million, there you go, Mark. What would you do with that sort of sum of money?
I'd love to buy the Type 84 radar.
Amen to that. That is
Put it
the
in my garden.
What would you do with it?
Spin it.
Would you like what spinning it? Would you have like DJs and like have a big rave whilst it like?
I'd love to spin and then zap my TV when every time I did 360.
Oh,
TV
fantastic.
was on back in the R30.
Oh,
No,
brilliant.
seriously, if I had £100 million, what would I do with that?
Yeah,
I don't know because I have fallen in love with Dubai, you know,
yeah,
and as much as expensive it is, I'd love to buy property out there. Really would.
right. Okay. That's a good answer. That's a good one.
Because I proposed to Anna out there. It's got memories there, and it's just another world. It's the first time I went to Dubai,
Yeah,
and it's just another world. It's amazing.
yeah.
Like what they've built there in 6 years or 15 years or whatever. Sorry, the Palm was 6 years, but the whole city was like
Yeah,
15 years. Like that.
yeah.
It's not even finished yet. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I've not been. I've not been. I heard lots and lots of stories though from lots of people that have. So yeah.
That's what I thought, Graham. That's what I thought. Where else can I propose to her but
Yeah.
Dubai?
There you are. One final question, and then I'm
Go.
gonna let you go.
Come on.
What would you call the story of your life?
Oh my God.
You could have that if you wanted.
I could, but I'd say the Beard Chronicles.
I quite like that.
That's the book that's coming.
Yeah.
Never mind. You know, the Scotsman one. It's Beard Chronicles is coming up next.
Well, there you go. I like that. When you decide to write it, get in touch, and Mr. Pinkster Books will publish it for you. There you go.
Can I just get everyone from my boy, my baby boy, my dog?
You can. You broke up there, so I'm not sure what you said, but yeah, of course you can. Whatever it is.
Sorry, it keeps coming to me, my dog. So Anna. Oh, he's not. Oh, he's a bit shy. So no, it's fine. Like, let's leave it at that then. Yeah.
No dog, no other guests coming on to say hello.
Nope.
Oh,
He's sat next to me, but he keeps running away when he wants it. Can you get Benji for me? Because he wants to see Benji.
No, baby.
Oh, it's all right. Go get him.
Come here. Got a treat.
Yeah. We are going for him. We are going for him.
No, not happening. Listen, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Absolute pleasure. An hour and a half, and it's just gone like that, mate. It really has.
Graham, I can't believe it's gone an hour and a half, and it's just been amazing, mate. Thank you.
Listen, my good lady wife
how many people have we had watching? Not many, no.
But mate, there's been a few. Have a look at the comments when we finish, and you'll see.
Oh, God, Karen's put that.
Yeah, she said congratulations.
Congratulations on our engagement. Anna, come here. Anna, come here. I've got Anna coming here as well. She's here next.
Yeah, come and say hello, Anna.
Anna, it's fine.
He's gone.
I know. Okay.
I'll just shout at her then if she's not coming in. What I was going to say, there she is. Hello.
Hi.
You're a superstar. I think my good lady wife on watching tonight as well. Mark has said a lot of wonderful things about you, about how you basically sorted them out. I know that'll resonate with my wife because she did exactly the same with me. So thank you for coming to say hello, and thank you for doing such a great job with such a great guy.
Because.
Oh.
You know, I've done your podcast before, have you?
No, I have not. Listen, before you go, Karen liked that. There you are.
Oh, I'll tell you, like, you know, like I say, mate, I know we've been an hour and a half now, like, but it's been nice to share, and I know it's been a bit deep.
Mate, listen, it's a roller coaster. We've had some laughs tonight. We've had some more serious stuff. We've had some deep stuff. But that's
I told you that, mate, last night, mate. I've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. There you go. And Pob said he'll maybe see you at Leeds v Wednesday.
What was that? Sorry, missed that one.
Bob, he'd said, "Great chat, lads. See you, Mark. Maybe at Leeds v Wednesday." But then he swiftly said, "Don't lock me up." Listen, I've had a blast. Is there anything that you would like to say to the folks that have tuned in to watch?
Well, just going back to my last song was like, you know, friends, and when I was going through my rough time, my mates were there for me, you know, like be it Zoom or be it texts, you know, or FaceTime. My boys were there.
Yeah.
We've got Benji. We've got Benji.
Hello, Benji.
We've got Benji.
Oh, mate, look, he's gorgeous.
Hey, just had his haircut.
Fluff.
He's a Cavapuchon.
A what now?
A Cavapuchon, which means
I don't know.
He's a King Charles Cavalier Poodle Bichon.
Ah, right. Okay.
His name is Benji.
Oh, he's lovely. Lovely. Nice to see you, Benji.
There you go. Right.
Yes, what I was going to say, wonderful sentiment about friends. What would you say to anybody? Closing to anybody that's kind of that might be going through anything like that. For anybody that's kind of watched this and gone, that's happened, and you know, what would you say to anybody in that kind of situation, or that knows anyone in that sort of situation?
It's just a simple word, mate. Talk.
Yeah. Perfect way to end.
Just that's all it is. That song that I put on before, like "Don't Give Up" by Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
I was contemplating, like, I've lost my family, lost my mom, but once I spoke to people, that was it. Just talk.
Yeah,
it's a 4-letter word. It's a 4-letter word, and just talk.
Yeah, solves a lot, doesn't it? When you just getting stuff from here and just getting it out makes these feel a lot lighter.
I mean, for myself, mate, I kept things to myself all the time. Like, I never want to talk to anybody, and
Yeah,
I was like, yeah, I'll carry on as it is, and
yeah,
even my job now, like I got spat at, I got headbutted. Yeah, it's part of the job. Just go, just carry on.
yeah.
And it comes back to haunt you.
Yeah.
And that's why, you know, like all of a sudden I broke down.
Yeah.
So please, and I'm gonna put that out for my friends. If you are feeling that way, just talk to each other.
There you go. Mate, for somebody who half an hour ago, 45 minutes ago, was talking about how you had to apologise for all of the things that you've done, I think that I speak for everybody that watches this or listens to it on Spotify. You more than made up for anything that you ever did. But you're a gem of a bloke, and it's been wonderful to talk to you on tonight. I can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing your story. Thank you, mate.
Here's Graham. You know, like, and you know, I'd love to share it with everyone. Yes, I was a prat in my 20s. Please forgive me, but now, you know, like I've grown up, and there you go.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that's tuned in tonight. We'll be back next week, same place, same time, another guest on the JFDI podcast. So it's good night from me and Mark.
Good night, everyone.
See you next week.
Cheers.